Huh, it's my road. I've got to give a massive shout out to my mate Dan. He's going to be hosting me for the next 4, maybe 5 nights that I'm here in Portsmouth. It's the first time I see him in close to 4 years. I really missed him, and he is just an absolute legend. I lived here for 5 years and I haven't really been back in, well, I've only been back once in the last 4 years. This is my second time back in 4 years, so it's really trippy to walk down these streets. Everything's still here, because for the last 4 years I was mostly just walking down here in my mind, and it was almost sort of like becoming a bit distant. It might sound like a joke, but I just passed by a Tesco and a Sainsbury's. I literally spent maybe 15 minutes just walking around and looking at the items on the shelves, all these old items that I used to get all the time, and it built an appetite. I haven't eaten anything yet today. All I've done is drunk almost 2 litres of water. Walking these streets is extremely nostalgic for me. I'm always getting a sense of relief by walking here. I used to live in that building over there, and I used to do most of my studying in that building there. Got myself this Dr. Pepper cherry flavour. I'm going to see what it's like. This building here, I used to live in as well. Spent about 6 months in there. Guildhall, one of the most iconic landmarks here in Portsmouth. Had my graduation ceremony in there. I missed out on recording moments where I was hanging out with my friends, and I think it's mostly because we were just enjoying the moment. I don't know how to introduce the topic without a little bit of awkwardness, like, hey mates, we're hanging out. Do you mind if I just put this camera here filming everything that we say and do? That puts pressure on people, so then you end up not really being in the moment so much. I'm currently sat on a bench which is iconic for me. It is along a coastal path here in the southeastern region of Portsmouth, and it's right next to Langston Student Village. Some of my fondest memories will always be whenever I would hang out with Dan and Dio and we would share music together. It was fun to share the excitement of electronic music, something that I didn't really get to share much whilst I was living in Portugal. Most of my friends were not interested in the genre. You can see Hayling Island just across the water. I am pleased to say that I paid a visit to Hayling Island at least once. I walked along the coast there, getting a view across the water to Portsmouth. This path is of primary importance for me because it's where I used to run. I was never physically active until I turned 19 years old and I came here to the university. So I decided to get into running, inspired by Casey Neistat. And so this is the path I would run along to first build that first bit of resistance and stamina within me. I ran here every day for about 4 or 5 months. In the beginning, I could only run for about 20 minutes and I would have to stop multiple times because I just didn't have it within me. But over time, 20 minutes then became 25 minutes, 25 minutes then became 30 minutes, 30 minutes then became 35 minutes. Running along this coast and these different streets in the southeastern side of Portsmouth, it built up my resistance to the point where I could then run for about 45 minutes and at the end not feel too tired. And so I had conditioned my body to getting used to running long distances. To think that this is where it all started, my training, and I eventually, many years later, would then run a marathon in Porto, in Portugal. I'm happy to say that if it wasn't for the effort that I made running along this path, which is quite meaningful to me, none of the rest would have happened. The look over the bay from Bernard Tower at night was always spectacular. Today, whilst I'm walking around Portsmouth and reflecting on the 5 years that I had here, one of the first things that crosses my mind is that I didn't explore the country enough. National Trust estates, manors and gardens and museums and cities and picturesque locations that I absolutely would have loved to visit during my 5 years in Portsmouth, but I didn't take the opportunity, and in hindsight I really wish I did. Another thing is that I never got a bike. Portsmouth is the ideal city for bikes. I would have enjoyed my time here a lot more in terms of being able to go out and about. Another regret, which is just more personal to me, is that I didn't take enough time to play video games, or my favourite one. And I should have, because I had all the free time in the world, but forced myself not to, quoting that I would be more focused on my studies if I didn't, but the focus never was there. So if I could have created videos as well, showing the progression, I think that would have been great. Another thing I definitely should have done is camping here in the UK, because I love spending time in nature. I would have definitely gone on more hikes while I was here in the UK. There's so many beautiful spots to go. If I ever find myself living here for a period of time again in the future, one of the first things I would try to do is get myself a car, and that would have opened up all these avenues for exploration around the country. That over there is Mixed Monster Burgers on the hill.
Where were you sat? You were Chelsea.
Northwestern end of Portsmouth, we have a nice walkway. Got some strawberries, 50-gram protein yogurt, and some olives. Oh yeah, don't forget the Kit Kats. So what happened on day 1, 2, 3 and 4 of this holiday is that I would have to wait for my mate Dan to finish work at 7:30 before I could hang out with him. On day 3, I saw my uncle and auntie and we had lunch, and it's always a pleasure to see them. I had a great time, and I did get up to other things on that day, but I didn't really record any of it, and so that's why day 3 is so short. So, I just enjoyed some rock climbing and a Ravelin Sports Centre. It was quite fun. I managed to do 2 of the 6A routes. I found them to be easier than the grading, same level grading in Portugal. And here, the University Library. I just spent about half an hour walking through it, reading a book and having a trip down memory lane, so good memories. I was meant to record me rock climbing the tall walls where I did the 6As, but I forgot to put my camera out to record that. But it was fun, and I enjoyed the walls more than the bouldering.
I won't get any fines or something.
Look at Jubilee Terrace, man, so many memories there.
I turned my room into. Oh.
Has it got plants out the front? You got a flower in your bedroom, Dio? I've got a fucking plant. It must be women living there.
Wait, I've got plants in my window. What are you trying to say?
You're very feminine, Dan.
Thank you.
Your pinholing method.
Yeah, if you like that little gap.
Yeah, I'm not catching anything.
Yeah, don't get my.
On day 5, I got the chance to hang out with not just Dan, but also with Dio and also Tiago. Me, Dio and Dan, we played a game of bowling together, which was a lot of fun. I do wish I recorded some of these moments, but I just live in the moment and I forget to do it sometimes. But then also to see Tiago for the first time in a while as well. We used to live together for about 1.5 years, and so it was very cool to hang out with them for a little bit whilst I had my visit to Portsmouth. That was the Portsmouth side of the recap. The next part of the vlog is going to be the Boomtown recap.